This is a general introduction to the LivLab Simulator. With this simulator, what we are aiming to is to the possibility of replicating certain characteristics of collaborative events to check which of those characteristics impact the events and produce certain outcomes. Collaborative events are usually gatherings of people that voluntarily jump into groups that are either randomly or purposely formed. These events are open, so usually there's no restrictions to participate in these events. And I'm speaking about living labs, hackathons, lunchathons, climathons, all sorts of events, whether physical or virtual, that put people together to reach out, to reach solutions for social problems or technological problems. These events usually have certain characteristics that are usually uncontrolled. And since these events are so hard to put together, there is little room for experimentation. These are usually short events, meaning very few days. And again, there's little room for trying either new methodological stuff or changes or alternatives, changes in how people should behave, etc. So the simulator is able to set up a number of features, and depending on the combination of features that you want to test, you can set them up and run one event. And when I say one event, you can run as many events as you want. You'll see that it is very easy to set up an event and run it and have the output of that event to check what was the impact of that event. Now, say for example that we want to check how an event of 40 people would do with a group size of 5 and 2 days of discussions. Maybe making this an event, say for example, that is with more girls than boys, like 60% girls. And although we have other characteristics, that will be, with only these 4, that will be what we call a scenario, meaning a combination, a specific combination of features that set up a type of event. What we cannot do in reality is to set up these features so that we can run 10, 20, 50 events like this one. We can do that in the simulator, with the simulator. We just click setup. The simulator creates this number of participants, 40, and links them in the groups that we have forced to create. You have girls, the smileys. You have boys, the person icons, and you can even you have even let me sorry, because it's a bit hidden, it's here. You have also binary people. You can group the people together so that you can see the groups that are in our event, and you can just click go and have the simulator run an event like if you were in the real world. Then the simulator can provide you with information, and this is obviously a general introduction that tells you how the opinions about the event went, what the participants in this event are thinking of the, for example, in this first histogram, how the opinions on the technical outcomes have been, and how the opinions on the relational learning and emotional learning have been, and how happy they are or unhappy with the context, with the networking they had. Other information that we get in from the event, and this is obviously a very general view of what they produce, is the, for example, the number of, the percentage of positive opinions on the technical outcome, the prototypes that they developed. In this case, a lot of people, more than half, are happy with the technical outcomes, but not that many are happy with the relational learning of the event that they get from the event. Well, there's also more people happy with the networking than not. Other information that we can get is, for example, the opinions on the positive opinions on the discussion method, the discussions that they had, and we can even, for example, have the percentage of positive opinions on the mind changes that this event produced in the participants. This is one way of looking at the information provided by the simulator, and probably the strength, or the greatest strength of the simulator, is that we can replicate this with the same set of features. We can set up a new event, group our participants, and this is a totally different event, totally different set of participants. We can hit go. And once the event is finished, and this is already finished, once the 2 days of the event have elapsed, we have another type of opinions with, in this case, people that are not liking what the event produced in terms of prototypes, and barely made it for relational learning or networking. This type of information can be exploited, up to a very greatest detail with the rest of the options that the simulator provides. But this is only a general overview, and I think you can get the idea.